Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome back to the stream. I am Razim, currently a Squirrel the Riolu, and we're doing some work on the Scar system now. As well as we've got Whiskers over here doing some fantastic art. Whiskers is awesome. Very great. Much love.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I guess I'm getting bullied into working on the traits and feats and the updates to those. So I guess that's what I'll be working on.
So much bullying.
Much bullying. Much hate.
It means I just have to bring you a sub sandwich.
Yes, exactly, Era. Bullied. Actually, I do need to go update the markings for what's been the dates and stuff. So scroll up here, scroll back down, see what needs to be changed.
Well, if you were bovine, you'd be truly bullied.
I will stab you. With a blanket.
Blanky.
How do you stab somebody with a blanket?
Do not question my methods!
Yes, sir.
Also,
Well, I don't know, Orca.
I wanted noted that Matteo is a very good boy.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we can make a Matty sandwich then. I mean,
No,
Maddie
he's only for
sounds-
I am
me.
going to be heading off now.
Mer?
Well, I hope you all have a good night.
Good night.
You're all
Night.
cute.
Good night.
sleep well.
So, who is the Zoroark who's found their way into my game?
Raijin, Jet's back pattern is kind of a lightning kind of pattern. I've been meaning to get him a proper ref sheet.
Oh, look, it's a deer.
Oh, it's Robert.
See, Orca, we can make a deer guardian sandwich.
Alright, it's you and me, Robert. Gotta figure out who these leakers are.
I mean, deer is a good sub. We'll have to ask Squirrel if your tasty treat there.
I mean, I don't really eat people.
Deer's asking to be moved into voice chat.
I'm gonna
Dear.
say no. Sorry.
So, Robert, it would appear that you and Creed are the leakers based on the results of that vote. Because I voted to cover up.
You hear that, everybody? Mario is working for the government to cover up horrible misdeeds.
Like, this is the
Indeed.
first thing I hear when I come in.
I thought they
Yeah.
were covering up sub sandwiches.
No. Mario is trying to cover up how much he melts when he's called a good boy. We can't allow this.
Alright. So what are you working on right now?
Right now, I am updating highlighting,
Okay.
because I haven't done that this week.
Cool.
Oh, hey, Tal.
Because I got a list of things that I really do want to cover if possible.
So yeah, that seems to confirm that Zoroark and Creed are the imposters, the bad guys among us.
I'm all good.
Sorry, Robert, but you've been sussed
Amogus.
out.
Alright, well, I am at least going to do... There is a little bit of rewording that Rye pointed out that I want to, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of rewording that we really do need to do.
You were also in the first group.
Era, so I started looking through it and then realized, this is something that's better looked over on like an actual fucking dev stream thing if possible, so I didn't read too much into it just because I was more like, this is something that should be looked into, but just in a bit. Mostly because there's one discussion that I feel like needs to have before that, which is the new equipment mechanics, at least in terms of like the slots and all that we needed to go over. And then once we have that, I feel like that's the perfect time to look over the suggestion document you made. Thank you for making it a document, by the way.
Uh-oh. Have we had the game break? Oh, shit.
Hey, Rye, how's it going?
Well, what do you mean, why, dear Guardian? I didn't do anything. I had no choice in this.
Hi, everybody.
Besides,
Hope
oh,
you're
sorry,
doing well. I was just saying hi to Raiden.
besides, we already kind of sussed out who the leakers were anyways. It was Zoroark and Creed. Alright, let's maybe go back to the menu, see if we can get more real people in. Because the bots also seemed kind of unintelligent that game.
Right, time for me to jump out and have my sandwiches. I will leave so someone can jump in while I make dinner and have dinner. I will
Okay,
be back
bye.
later.
Enjoy
Have some good
yourself.
sandwiches. Have some good sandwiches.
Thank you kindly, they will be nice sandwiches.
Alright, I've updated the wording for character creation with attributes and expertises.
Alright, go to... Sorry. Go ahead, Zim.
Oh, I was just more mumbling to myself.
All right. So yeah, Deer. It's just like a Jackbox game. Enter the URL jungle.buzz to join, and the room code is NHSM. At the beginning of the game, you were going to be given a role. You were either a leaker or a loyalist. The leakers are basically trying to get on the council, who is deciding what information about the president goes out, and then covertly send out the harsh, horrible truth, so that he doesn't get reelected. Or at least that's what we've seen so far. It seems the main strategy is, I don't know, avoiding leaking too often, so as you keep getting voted onto the council. But yeah. I'm sure it'll be a little more interesting now that we've got real players. Or at least a majority of real players. Oh, where's my chat gone? Oh, it's probably because I resized the screen, huh? There it is.
Alright, so we're unifying traits under feats. What variety of feat... what do we want to call the feats that are only able to be taken at character creation?
What if we call them intrinsic?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound like a good word for that.
Is O'Rourke looking out here like a damn, like a crime lord bat dude? I love that art. And like seriously, kudos to the artists on this game.
I mean, it is a furry game, and as we all know, the best artists are furries.
Yeah.
Just look like Whiskers there in the corner, working away.
Whiskers is a good bean.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get my message on Telegram, Zim?
I did not check Telegram yet.
Sorry.
Yeah. By the way, the reason that I wanted to avoid natural is because that's one of the skill categories. And
Yeah.
I wanted to avoid.
All right. So the way this works is the current president, President Puma, is going to randomly select 2 people for the council. And yeah, and now we decide if we want those people on the council. I don't know anything about any of these people, so I'm going to vote yes.
Alright, so I have updated that. The next thing you will pick are 3 feats. You may pick any 3 feats you meet the prerequisites for, though only 2 may be intrinsic feats. In addition to the feats, you must pick a drawback for your character.
And at this point, the leakers are choosing whether to leak this turn or to conceal their identity by doing that.
Oh, I will leak on ya.
Oh well.
Please, Dim, I'm not into water sports.
Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of waiting for someone to say it because I knew it was going to be said eventually.
All right. So no leaks that turn. So we have no further information as to who is a loyalist or not, since apparently I can't use the the name they're given in game anymore.
I see.
Okay. What's the first thing on the docket there, Taldarius?
Alright, on the list of shit that we really need to get done, a lot of this is focused around figuring out everything for the
By the
for
way-
character sheet, the digital version.
It sounds like you're on a phone.
I am not, but give me a second.
All right. 3 people on the docket of Deer's choosing. And now we're going to see if any of these people are not loyalists.
Alright, what about now?
Talk a little bit more.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, audio check.
You are popping.
And what about now?
Much better.
Testing.
Much
Cool.
better.
I swapped away and then swapped back to the same thing, so...
That is weird, but I guess I have the same problem with my mic sometimes, so I guess I understand.
Yeah, okay. So, on the list of shit that we really need to do, a lot of this is going to be based around probably finally getting out that digital sheet. And so in order to do that, we need to discuss the ideas that you had for the whole new equipment slot system and all that.
Okay. So I am liking the idea of armor health.
Yep. But if we're going to be discussing armor, we are also going to have to probably look over Era's suggestion document. But I was more talking about the slots in general right now. Because remember, you wanted to change it away from the head, neck, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I would say that we just have a field for equipped items and then leave it up to the storyteller to decide whether they can have all of it equipped or not.
Okay. So just make it a... what's the word for it? Just make it into a big old, like how we have assets or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So something like that.
Also, could I get a link to the sheet so I can have it on stream?
Yeah, the sheet should still be in the dev thing.
My current setup is a little finicky on things.
Alright. In that case...
Namely, scrolling around Discord is slow as fuck.
Oof.
I am past the 15-minute mark, right? Okay, good.
Almost hoisted your own petard there. As I learned in middle school. Alright. I just shot it to you in a PM. And I'll do the same for Era's suggestion.
All right.
Oh god, this is slow.
And there's the armor proposal.
Thank you. Okay. I would say make it narrower. Because at least on my screen, past the stat changes is starting to get cut off. And I would say...
Yeah, I'm looking over at your screen, yeah.
Yeah, I would say about there, cut it off and start moving it down below. Because scrolling up and down is a lot easier than side to side.
Yeah, how much is getting cut off for you?
Like I said, right past the stat changes section, that is where it gets cut off.
Well, no, I can see that you get most of, like, the specialty box, for example.
I would still say for smaller screens, just cut it off at the stat changes.
Alright. Because, yeah, what I got going here,
Congratulations, leakers. You win.
It's just for reference, like, on my screen. I thought I did stop it with more than enough if you look at, how much extra space there is on mine.
Good job, dear.
Yeah. What screen resolution am I looking at this with? Okay, I'm looking at it with 4K resolution.
Oh, okay.
Is that yours monitor's
No.
res? Okay.
No, 1920 by 1080.
Very weird.
I like how 4K has you zoomed in.
That is very odd.
Yeah, because this is on 1920 by 1080. So that's why I wasn't too worried about it. I thought that it was good because I'm like, hey, you know, that way if they have something different, it still has room to scrunch. On the plus side, even if it doesn't look quite as good, you can still see every single box. There is nothing more to the right except like a little bit of space.
Ah, fair enough.
That's what I was trying to say, like, how much can you not see? Because you can see, like, both sides of the specialties. You can see most of the box for penalty, for bulk.
I'm gonna pop on over to my Discord. I think this is kind of a talky game, and I don't want to keep, like, interrupting or taking up
Mario.
space.
Understandable.
Before you go,
Yes.
I want you to know that you're a very good boy.
Thank you, Zim.
Oh, here's your bamboo and some scritches under your chin. And you got
Aw.
some apple slices right there. Now you go have fun playing with your friends.
I'll be back if I switch to something that isn't a Jackbox game.
Enjoy, Mario.
Bye.
Dear, you're a very good girl.
There's the way.
So, yeah. I very much think we should cut it off after the stat changes. It is on 100% zoom, for the record, everybody. But I say cut it off there. We can probably make that typing area a little smaller, maybe. I'll leave it up to you, mostly.
I'm gonna have to kick one thing off of it and then shorten words, but
To be fair, most types have, an easily recognizable shortened form that I'm sure a lot of people will use anyways.
Oh, no, I mean, I'd have to shorten weaknesses, resistances, and immunities. So I guess I can chop off immunities, too. And then widen the rest, so that way it's back to... You know what? No. I should keep immunities, because there are traits that you could pick up. Or I guess now it's going to be called intrinsic feats. That would give you immunity to certain things. So I'm going to keep the immunities box.
I don't know if I want to have anything that has immunities.
Oh, you don't want there to be, like, fire absorb or anything, like for Pokemon?
Because, okay, this is worth a discussion. Because we did specifically avoid having any immunities on the type matchups.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I want to allow any immunities, but what do you think? Because, I know Pokemon has them, but...
I think that immunities aren't... I think that immunity should probably be, like in the on approval.
Yeah.
Like, for the storyteller.
And if you don't... Sorry.
But if it's not built into the system as part of it, and it's up to the storyteller, then we don't need a dedicated field for it on the character sheet.
Alright. In that case, let me just...
I would say if you don't want outright immunities of the typings, maybe instead of immunity you can make them like double resistant.
Well, yeah, but then that would just go in resistances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying that you can know that it's double resistance instead of just regular resistance.
And even
then you just type like 2x or 4x or whatever version you really want.
Yeah. Just my suggestion.
Era, I'm dragging you to voice.
Oh, are you kidnapping him?
Yes. Mostly because I want to hang out with him as well,
Ah.
That is good.
Alright, I guess now we could Thanos snap the trait effects box, because that doesn't matter anymore. Because traits are no longer their own thing.
Does it work?
Hi, Era.
Hi, Era.
I have
Hello.
to turn on my headset. Hold on. There we are.
The only thing that this kind of annoys me about is that I liked having 6 moves there, but oh well.
Well, I was going to suggest maybe making a double line of the move boxes.
Fair. Alright.
Apparently I missed something.
Let's go ahead.
What did you miss?
I don't know. I walked, or when I BRB'd, I came back and there was discussions, and I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. I heard something about immunities.
Yeah, we were discussing immunities.
A generous bestowal.
Nah, not in a system like this. An immunity would
One sec.
could very much. Go ahead.
Luberon, thank you so much for that tip. Thank you for supporting the channel. I definitely need to turn that up a little bit. I turned things down a bit, but I think I went too far. Probably should not have been adjusting the volume of things when I had no other audio going on. I'm not the brightest sometimes.
That's the sim.
But yeah,
Pat says that.
that was one thing that we specifically had avoided with this system was immunities with our type charts.
I would save it for very particular things.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
And those things will be up to the storytellers.
Because if you make it inherent, it makes it really easy just to shut down one particular player. So you don't want it very common.
Yeah, that is true.
So, what would you recommend doing for the specialties box? Because that one was particularly big and long, because this is supposed to be like all of your most relevant specialties on the front sheet that you can reference easily. And it was supposed to be all the way on the right, so that way you could go from left to right, looking at attributes, expertise, skills, stat changes, and specialties for each role. That's why it was spaced like that.
I'm just looking through things here. Well, you do have an extra specialties sheet. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay.
Yep.
I would say, first off, I see you've got, I don't know if you could see what I'm highlighting.
No, but that's because I should probably put you as an editor, because I forgot to do that. There, now if you just refresh real quick, you could probably see it.
There we go, yeah. Okay, so down here where the moves are,
Yep.
you got, first off, you got double space here. I would say probably make that just one.
Oh, I'm going to. That's just so that way we can continue to move shit down, because if we're fitting in stuff, we need to move it down more.
Okay, fair enough. But either way, I would say have 8 of the move boxes, and then put the specialties over here on the right.
Alright, in that case, I'm just going to quickly... So, these 8, like that. Nix that. Grab the specialties of, I don't know, I guess like this much. Whoops.
Can I
So
make
like
a
that.
mini suggestion for the specialties box?
Yeah, sure.
Can we include 2 checkboxes, one for, or include a mastery checkbox?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, sure. I've just been doing a plus symbol, but yeah.
Yeah, just that way you got your primary, you got the primary skill, you got the specialty name, and then just a little checkbox if it's mastered.
Yep, so I will do it like this.
Yep.
Put gray M for mastery. Send me that shit.
M is for mastery.
Do that. Then
Hey, Rex. Tug Tug.
Hi, Rex.
Did you just tell me no?
All right, cool. It is now checkboxed.
I just wanted you in for just a minute, Rex. Literally just a minute.
Neat.
Reading.
There's my good boy.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Rex.
I just
Heyo,
wanted
what's
to
up?
let you know that you are my good boy. And that I love you.
Aw.
Well, that's why I stopped by too. Just wanted to send you some love. I know you're working on your the engine and everything, so I don't really have anything to contribute right now, and I'm still kind of like I would like to stay if I came in. So yeah,
I
right
mean,
now I'm
I
just taking a
can...
moment of breath while taking care of Bianca. She changed her name. We're gonna do it Monday, so I think it's going good with that.
Nice. Tell me how that goes. I've been wanting to change my name, but I've also been extremely lazy.
Yeah, the hardest part is doing it. You have to call the thing, and it's like $150 or something, and you have to go to the office. But getting it done. If you need somebody to talk to you while you're doing it, I don't mind. I know how it is. It was hard for her to start a transitionary period because of that initial start to it being so scary. So I get it. Trying to do my best support while on my day off and keeping myself on the up and up. I think I'm doing pretty good right now. So yeah. Sorry I'm rambling. I try to avoid jumping. But yeah, you get to hear me ramble and talk now.
Well, I
Oh,
literally
shit, people
just
talking to me.
wanted to make sure that you knew you were a good boy. And that I love you. And now, you can go.
Rex is a good boy.
Rex is a very good boy.
Rex
Such
is
a
a
good
good boy.
boy.
Rex is a good boy. Rex is a good.
So,
Appreciate it.
as I was about to raid and end my stream to go get dinner, my internet died. So I
Oh.
couldn't raid out.
Oh, unfortunate.
Well, I'll catch all you good beans later. I will try to join in if we finish up and she goes to sleep early. But,
Okay.
Later, Rex.
See ya, Rex.
Yeah.
You know, it was annoying because I was in VR chat when my internet died too. It just like everything just went boop.
Okay. Zim, do you think that we should have like a one thing? Do you think we should make it so that way the specialties box is flush right to where like the end of the thing is going to be, or do you think that we should make it so it only has a one part space between the moves?
I would rather have everything with the one part space.
All right.
I'm assuming that those two columns were even. I would say make the specialty name one a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but it's only by one, so I don't have anything to put.
Well, yeah, just make the specialty name a little bit wider.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah, that's looking good. The only other thing we need to move is the bulk.
Now, again, we're gonna need to now fit in a gear thing as well.
True.
You know, just out of personal experience, I kind of always hate how gear and all that's wedged on a page with a bunch of other things as a player because I always run out of space. It might behoove us, or whatever word you want to use there, since apparently my brain died when trying to say that word, to have its own page for equipment.
So there's going to be a page that's made that's like for in-depth equipment, much like how Specialties has this box here, And then down bottom, there's a specialty sheet where it's like all of the different skills. And it's laid out like that, so that way you have extra room. However, another important thing is that gear is, at least in this system, mostly going to be modifiers towards skills or things of that nature, at least in terms of like primary effects. Obviously, there's going to be more mundane gear, but so we're going to need to have a gear bonuses section, much like how we have stat changes. So that way, let's say you get a +2 to your physical integrity from a gear item. You can put that into your stuff without it taking up your stat change thing and messing that up a lot, because remember, there's only 2.
Okay. Follow-up question. What's assets for?
Assets are for items or things that you own that are not on your person.
Okay.
So, like, if you own property, if you have things stored in a bank somewhere, yada, yada, yada.
I just can't wait to do some more Scar on Saturday for some
crime, yes.
Starlight crimes.
Alright, you know what? At least for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oops. And then just delete this row. And doubling season time.
No, Raijin, we're not going to get into spoilers on that.
No, it was just more to reference the fact that, oh yeah, Amos exists.
That's just Amos for you.
Do you think you could fit it in between typing and status effects? Or between armor effects and status effects?
Give me a second. There we go. Fix that there.
Or maybe
Also-
just underneath typing. Sorry, go ahead.
You're definitely going to want to explain those abbreviations for armor effects.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. There's going to be like an explanation for it. But yeah. The thing is that like it's based off of how we have our document right now, so it literally 1-to-1. So integrity bonus, evasion penalty, movement penalty, skilled penalty, unskilled penalty.
Ah.
Like if you look at the rules for it and like the table we have, it's literally 1-to-1.
We're probably not going to keep some of that stuff. I will say the skilled penalty and unskilled penalty. Unskilled was for if you don't have the feat for the armor.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So one thing that I could do, and this doesn't exactly feel good to do, but we could carve out space by doing this. Putting bag items in half.
And then...
Well, as far as that goes,
That way we have this spot here now that we can put stuff.
I'm kind of feeling like we should have the items and such at the very bottom of the sheet.
Alright, so below all the moves and shit.
Yeah, because frankly, we're
I live.
mean, hello.
Greetings, Trevor Joint.
But frankly, we're not going to really be referencing our items that often.
Okay.
Not
Hi, Mario.
compared to moves and whatnot.
Hello, Raharu. It's been a while.
Indeed. It's been a whole, 30 minutes.
It's been 84 years. I've moved on from you and your bamboo ways.
Alright, so what do you want to do with this giant space that we now have?
Let's try to move the moves up. Much of a need for a Trello considering how fast Whiskers works. Like, at most, we have, 1 or 2 people most of the time. This is just a bit of a fluke here.
Fair enough.
And so it was a lot more effort to update the list than otherwise.
Makes sense.
Right now I'm just trying to figure out who had stuff waiting. Speaking of, if any of you do have art waiting from Whiskers, I apologize. Please send it again. Or message me and we'll have the records there. I just gotta remember who all was on there. Not you.
Let's see. Emitter. Do I not have like a happy bean coin? Yeah.
Zim.
I'm sorry!
What's going on?
What?
That was meant to be a joke.
Era poked me about Era poked me teasingly about his piece, and I'm like, lol, yours is from Mirai. And then he's like, the Zard? And I'm like, oh, right, derp.
The one I redlined like yesterday.
My bad.
Well, I know I do have something pending for Wizards, but I know that one is a big one, so I don't mind waiting.
Was it the group pick or?
Yeah, the small group pick of the...
It was the Calamity pick. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Is the one with Nemo, Rib, and Kotora?
You message me with the 3 words, do exclamation point doodle, Loberon. That'll explain it. Alright, back to the sheet here. Alright, this is definitely helping seeing where things are.
See what I mean about the thin thing that we can't really put anything into?
Yeah. Well, what we could do is move the specialties up there and move the typing down below, as well
Alright, what
as
are we...
status effects next to it. And then for this space under armor effects, we can have that be the explanation area.
Okay. That doesn't matter too much right now. Partially intersects a merge. Yeah, whatever.
Alright, enough fooling around. Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
I love that song.
So then that
Did
goes
they
here.
send me children?
Well, did they send me daughters when I asked for sons?
I know.
That's
I
sexist.
was just doing that to bother you because I knew it would.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna fill out the explanation just yet, but the
Yeah,
box
that's
is
fine.
there now. Cool. So we're gonna have to figure out how to actually utilize this space down here, but that could probably be something where I do the gear effects, I guess. So insert one more row. That. For me too, we could just snap the currency box. It's like the least important one here.
Raijin, you will have to wait and see. In other words, I don't remember.
All right. You know what? I'm just gonna preemptively snap the currency box. I feel like it has less value in this.
I don't think there is a case where Dart has fallen onto Azareth. Yet.
Yeah, there's always the future.
Yes, and the the storyteller is here, so you could make preemptively future predicting art. I'm sure if you draw it, Taldarius will make it happen.
Isn't that a whatchamacallit? What's the word? Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
It's more of a bribe, but okay.
Well, yeah, that too.
I guess both.
The other thing that we were thinking about was temp HP and armor HP, which I would like to get into before, we call this sheet done, so we don't have to go back and be like, okay, everybody, new sheet form.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. No, this was not done. Anyway, cause if you scroll down, like up and down, you can kind of see how much space we still have technically.
Yeah.
Which we could just move back up bag items, assets, and then do something to fill this out here, I guess. But not exactly like a glut of room.
You could make like the section now where all the bag items are, specifically, and leave assets to take up that space where assets and bag items currently is.
That's true, but we also do have to put in like a gear effects thing still.
Lobaron, it is one idea in 3 words. I'm sorry, you tipped $10. You're not getting 3 different poses.
What is happening?
Okay, armor proposal. Because we are getting close to the game time for scrolls thing.
Alright.
So, first off, the negation thing. I'm hesitant on that because a lot of the rolls for damage have been just... But after integrity, they've been reduced to just chip damage. So adding on more integrity for armor, I don't know if I like that.
To be clear, this does kind of this particularly affects if someone has a what's the word? It would particularly affect it if you're using it against a damage build. Because the thing about it, like a high damage build, like for example, let's say you rushed like 10 to 15 attribute points and you rushed up your skill that you're using so that way you could add it to your damage roll and you max out the damage at 8 for your controllable damage. It would mean that you're rolling with 13, maybe 14 dice if you have a specialty. Now, you'd hit fucking hard anything at that level that you did hit with their integrity, and this would basically take up almost all of the actual damage clearance that you have by going with a damage build.
So you think we should have the armor negation, the integrity from armor, then?
I'm just more explaining what effect this would actually have.
Okay. Because another thing that I have been thinking of is applying either an expertise or attribute to damage as well, but I'm hesitant on that. Because in that case, it would make armor basically a necessity.
Yeah, so, yeah, because the thing about it is that right now, just right now, attributes are attributes are more of a defensive buff than anything. Accuracy and defense. That's what attributes govern currently. So, for example, having effects such as temporary evolution doesn't increase your damage, but it does increase your defenses massively. Because a temporary evolution, I'm just using that as an example, means that you get 10 more HP and, like, all of your physical evasion, special evasion, soul save, all of that goes up by 1. Obviously, you get 2 more accuracy dice, but that's, in all actuality, that's the effect of it.
As far as that goes, I've been thinking of making it where it just adds +2 to every roll.
Well, then it wouldn't upgrade your defenses or your health.
Okay, we put in that it also increases health and defenses by 2, and health by 10.
Well, normally the defense is really increased by 1.
Okay, by 1 then.
And you said +2 to every roll. What does that mean for rolls such as healing?
+2.
Okay, so you would get +2 on those sorts of rolls as well, even when it's like balanced around me. Okay.
Be right back.
Okay.
Okay, we'll keep it as it is.
I'm just saying, like, you know, this does add in like a lot of things that we need to account for.
Sounds complicated.
Yeah. But okay, back to the point at hand. What negation does is it basically removes 5 from it. 5 from every single hit, for example, if it has a negation value of 5. What that means is that it would just reduce that amount for now. It would reduce 5 points, and then everything else would then... It's like damage reduction. That's what negation is. It's the DR of the item. And then the soak, what it does is that's the health bar. Well, I mean, okay, actually, no, I thought that was supposed to be the health bar, but counted for by the soak value. If we did go along with more of this, it would basically be however much gets soaked every single time is how much the HP goes down. But okay. So how are you feeling, at least about, like, negation and soak, for example?
So, I like the soak. Negation, what we could do is kind of like hardness in Pathfinder, where
yeah,
the negation is basically the hardness. Something I've been thinking about is that the damage gets divided and half goes towards the armor and half goes towards the person. But I'm not certain about that.
Well, you could still overload the armor. Like, if you have a negation and a soak point, you could still overload the armor and deal damage directly to someone, so long as you win a certain amount. And then also, you know, there's obviously the health point damaged armor stuff that's like right below, which has reduced effectiveness as it gets damaged. One thing that we would need to like think about, at least in terms of armor acting as a second health bar, is obviously stuff where it gets fixed mid-fight through like moves or abilities or such.
Bear in mind that I did the negation based off of hardness and Pathfinder and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, it basically is just hardness anyway.
Yeah.
That is what hard. That it like when I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, this is just hardness, but I mean, it's not just, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, like Gimmon, I kind of agree with you, Gimmon, that integrity it is kind of powerful as it is. I don't know about dividing it by 3. But what we could do is the negation value is how much the armor... Or we could put in an extra value here. You've got the negation, which is basically the armor's integrity value, which is how much it reduces damage by. Soak is its HP, and then it has a... Basically how much damage it will actually absorb, and then the rest goes to the...
Well, that's what Soak is.
Yeah, so Soak is the value of the amount of damage that the armor will eat every time you take a hit, and then that takes from the HP bar, which I did a bad job of explaining here, I think, looking at it now.
Just for what I was talking about earlier, correct me if I'm wrong, Era. What it's supposed to be is that Soak is the maximum amount of damage that it can soak from any one particular hit. However much it absorbs gets taken away from the armor's HP bar, and all of the excess goes to the individual wearing it.
Yes, exactly. So basically, when you take a hit, first you remove the negation value because that's representative of the armor's hardness or ability to block physical attacks. Then you take out the soak value because that's how much damage the armor takes, and then the rest spills over onto the player.
All right, so then we'd also need probably physical negation and special negation, but then just have soak.
Yes, and I also included a section, not this section, it should be in the sidebar, specialties as well. If you look down at the examples, I included an armor that is pretty much worthless against anything but bullet attacks.
Okay, so basically like
bulletproof armor.
situational.
Yes.
Situational.
Very much, because the way I imagine is not all players are going to want to walk around in a heavy suit of armor. It's not going to be conducive all the time. So I went back and I looked at what Savage Worlds, which has things like bulletproof vests, which do absolutely nothing against being stabbed. But if you get hit with like a bullet or a projectile, it will apply there specifically. So this allows for specialty armors to exist. For instance, the cloth armor, which is only really good against quote-unquote magic attacks, but has no physical at all, and that's noted in there.
I like this. I really like this proposal.
So,
especially now that I understand what you were meaning by the soak and negation. I like this.
Yes. Yep. The only thing I'm hesitant to say on this document to include would be the layering effects. I only included that because I am a sucker for realistic armors.
Yeah.
And I absolutely would love a system where I can put on the cloth armor like you're supposed to, add on the chainmail underneath the plate mail.
I will admit that I'm a sucker for that, and I wasn't suggesting it just because I know that it's like more of like it's more of something that I fucking love, but like I know that not nearly a lot of people particularly care about. So
that is a
one of the people I showed that to. Go ahead.
That is a system that I am. It's part of why I want to, not have it be like, okay, you have one slot for armor. That you've got plate armor. That's it.
That always drove me so nuts.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but that and I kind of want to move away from the fantasy. This guy's got armor that's bigger than a truck, and he's running around in it. And I would really love to see people running around in armor that's quasi-realistic. But that's me.
Now, for the layering concept, I am 100% on board as adding that as an optional rule. It's not something that I think we'll include in the base game, but if you get that party that wants to play with it, go for it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's the way the armor system worked. Is the first value is just how much damage is it's its hardness. Then you get the damage to the armor that it takes. Then everything spills over, and I did also include a section actually in there for armor in certain places if people want that as well. Because
Yeah, which I know
in
Zim
Savage
does.
World, Savage World has an interesting way of handling that. Targeted strikes.
Yeah.
I-
Well, we're not doing like hard targeted strikes, but that's because that's supposed to be. Remember the creative solutions thing, like describing how you're going to hit this person confers certain bonuses, and part of the bonus could be ignoring part of their armor or all of their armor.
Yep.
I love the picture of Burden being made right now.
Oh yeah, Whiskers is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we got a lot of this. I will say that like a lot of the numbers are going to have to be played with, especially for like, you know, if we keep the whole armor being like having certain brackets and specialties and the like, but so are we gonna be keeping that, Zim? Like, you know, needing heavy armor specialty in order to properly utilize it without getting skilled penalty or unskilled penalty?
I would assume it'd be a feat.
Yeah, those are going to be feats.
Okay.
But yes, those are going to be kept.
Alright. So, in that case, on the character sheet, it should be physical negation, special negation. Are we still going to have evasion and movement penalties?
According to the plan I built out, yes, because certain armors are going to have that. It's really hard. I don't know if you've ever worn actual armor before, but even like a leather jerkin, a properly fitted one, restricts your movement.
Yeah, dude, to a certain degree, I do Buhurt, my man.
I'm a Rennie.
Nice. I was about to say, like, it does technically, but that doesn't mean that you can't literally do, like, aerobic exercises inside of armor. That, like, require, like, stretching and all that.
Have you ever tried to run with a full chain shirt on?
I've tried to run with full, like, actual armor on, and I know because I fight in it.
Yeah, no thanks. That'll slow you down. I figure it's just the best representation of slowdown over time.
Makes sense.
Well, it eats up your stamina. You could still pretty much run just as fast, just not for as long. And especially once you start getting helmet work.
Well, we could always include a special system for those that really like the grindy rules, where, you know, your body stat takes away from the speed and whatnot reductions.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to be that realistic. Because typically speaking, if you have the feat, you're probably going to be very used to running around it and doing dumb things, but if there's no penalties for wearing full plate, everybody's going to wear full plate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the XP investment, but yeah. I'm going to put something in media share just to... because this is one of my favorite videos to send people. So I just like the idea of showing it off. It's one of my favorites.
Let's see.
You ever want to see a person in full plate mail do a cartwheel?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. Let me see.
I will warn you that seeing this kind of shit will ruin a lot of movies for you forever.
Oh, don't worry. They have already been forever for me.
Okay, cool. That's good.
I was at the Renaissance Festival way back when I first started going, and I was looking at this full suit of armor, and they put me in it, and they made me run around the festival for a little bit, and I came back and I said, "You take this off, I'm never putting it on again."
Now, you see, I kind of had that, and then I got put into a fighting ring where I went more than a round using a punch shield against someone until my hand literally couldn't grip my weapon anymore.
Yeah, I broke a knuckle in a sword fight once, so
yeah,
no thanks. I can't do that anymore.
I still
I
phantom
forgot
feel
I
like
didn't have a cross guard.
Oh boy, yeah, that's Okay, yeah, that'd do it.
I have never done any of these things, but I love hearing you guys talk about it.
Yeah, the
so-
cross guard is there to catch the sword when it comes down at you, so you can cross brace. When I went to cross brace on a Gladius,
Yeah, that's kind of on you, my man. You had a Gladius. But Zim, what are we gonna do with the blank space here below the moves? Because like I know I really want to have a gear effects thing. And I'm likely to, like, obviously, like, expand it out more, probably to about here-ish for other shit, but... Like, probably, like, around this much. But, you know.
I'm trying to think, and I'm not sure. The only thing that's coming to mind is like moving the status effects up there and the typing stuff. We can bring back the currency, make the bag items wider again, etc. And then, of course, we need a column or a section for the various gear they're actually utilizing. Beyond that, I'm not certain what else we would put in there.
All right.
Also, for the stat changes, I did really like that plus minus thing that you had on the other sheet.
It literally didn't do anything.
Oh.
This is for digital. Visually, it was very neat and I loved it. However, in terms of functionality, it kept breaking every time that I tried to put in something that, like, every time you clicked, like, the plus thing, it would automatically unclick it and then, increment the actual value field. And then, so I'm just like, alright, you know what? I could figure this out at some point, but for now, fuck that. Nah.
That is fair.
But... Yeah. Fair enough.
we should probably move over at some point here.
Yeah,
soon as
we should get moving over for game.
All right. So, are you fine if I just go ahead and, like, figure out, like, the best way to fill this in with, like, the current shit we have, put in the little armor effects explanation, and call it good?
Yes.
Cool.
Alright, well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today for this little dev session. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing some merch at zgfgaming.store, or bringing your friends in. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Later, everybody.
Bye.